Ready?
Yeah.
So just first of all, I mean, you guys are obviously, it's your first Super Regional. I mean, what's this experience been like?
It's been fantastic so far. The Nashville experience was great. They really ran a great tournament and had a good experience. Our guys played well. They're excited. We're dealing with finals right now, so they've got their hearts on baseball and minds on their books. But it's been a fantastic experience. And, have enjoyed the town so far. We haven't seen a lot of it, but it's been great.
You guys obviously made the decision to stay out east instead of going back home and back and forth. You know, was it obviously the time changes as well, but is it more humidity and stuff like that, or what goes all into making that decision?
I think financial. That's one piece of it, is flying 35 people back and forth across the country and then taking a full day to travel there and then travel back. And the fact that we're in finals, we'd rather have them spending that time studying or taking tests as opposed to going through baggage claim or sitting on the tarmac.
Your thoughts about Louisville? I don't know how much you've seen of them or what you will see out of them.
Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of digging through scouting reports, and obviously on paper they're pretty special. So I try not to confuse them for the St. Louis Cardinals, but on paper it's pretty easy to do that.
How do you coach guys through this experience, and especially now when you're staying over here and you've got all these other things going on? How do you kind of keep them focused in on everything?
Yeah, not easily. I think it's challenging. We've got 27 players, and they all have different finals, and they're taking tests at different times. We had 7 guys that weren't at practice yesterday because they needed to study for finals, and we're trying to. It's been crazy. We've been fortunate to have a lot of help from our administration and from the professors back home to try and be flexible with us and let us take tests at the appropriate time. And then we're just trying to get them acclimated to the weather, the time change, trying to get them ready to go into practice early today because we're going to be out on the field early on Saturday and Sunday, and trying to get them used to that. But we've got a lot of different schedules going on, and we're really trying to get through finals. Our university is one of the premier academic institutions in the country, and so it's really difficult to compete academically for our guys. So we got to make sure that they do a good job there. We'll have about 2 players eligible next year.
With all that said, does it seem like the focus is right where you want it to be during practice today?
Yeah, they've got a good feel to them. I think they're all really happy that they're not studying. I think they're excited to be on the field, and not have to be in study hall or in their room studying. So they've got some energy about them, and trying to balance it. We're not going to be out here a ton, so we can get back on the books.
Have you had an opportunity to go over to Patterson yet for a walkthrough or get familiar with it yet?
Yeah, we'll go do it tomorrow. Between practice, some weights, feeding them, taking tests, and study hall, we just haven't had a lot of time to do much else.
How much did the Nashville trip help in terms of getting your body clocks on this? I think they're Central Time in Nashville, but obviously a lot closer to here than California.
It's easier going this way, so especially if you're playing a little later in the day. We don't have lights back home, so we're used to playing at 3, 2, and 1. Those are our times, which so it hasn't been that big of a challenge. I think the big issue is getting up in the morning. I think that's the one that Nashville helped, because we played day games, so we had to get up a little bit earlier. But definitely, I think easier than going back in the other direction and trying to play a game at your time, midnight, if it was a night game or a later game.
Is there any benefit to either the way Louisville's done it, where they've been to 4 consecutive Super Regionals, or not having that? I mean, is there any benefit in either direction?
I think anytime you have experience, I'm sure that helps and gives you an advantage. And I think that definitely gives you some experience. We got some guys that were in a regional last year, haven't been to a Super Regional yet in the program's history, but we had quite a few guys that have been in a regional. I think that's been useful for us. We're inexperienced, but we're not super young. The guys that play for us are sophomores or third year redshirt sophomores. We've got a lot of those guys. So there's some inexperienced guys that aren't freshmen.
There's a lot that's been said, or at least some people talk about differences in style in baseball between East Coast and West Coast. Do you experience that yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, West Coast style offense and short game hit by pitch. And in the first inning, there's definitely some of that. I don't know the exact reason for it. I think probably the ballparks in California with the coastal air, and at night the ball doesn't carry very well. So if you're in our conference, particularly if you're playing at Irvine or Long Beach State or Fullerton, it's a really difficult place to to play for the 3-run homer. So I think you see a lot of that stuff because of how the ballparks play. Is my guess.
You guys know much about Brendan McKay's Louisville starter?
Because breaking ball goes straight down. So, we noticed that. He's got a good arm, good breaking ball. He's had a tremendous year. Quite the player, quite the talent. So try not to swing at the breaking ball in the dirt.
And what can you tell us about your guy that you're going to be throwing out there on Saturday?
Competitive plus fastball command. He's in the strike zone and 88 to 92. Decent break ball, decent change. Mound's the strike zone. Guys like playing behind him. They got some energy, pretty fast tempo. So if he walks some people, that's pretty rare.
Good. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate that.